Episode 18 is underway.
Here we go.
Motherfucker.
Fuck. Shit, yeah, fuck.
I don't know if you want to do it that much. Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
Put that pot out. What's up, fuckers?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man, this is not going to get old.
What? Swearing
Yeah.
on the podcast?
Yeah,
we
no.
don't have to cut it out anymore?
No fucking way.
Oh, come on. You're really going to ruin it.
40 minutes of us saying swears.
Yes. Oh, so we can do the questions, and I can also tell you the catfish story.
Yes,
I forgot
definitely.
about that.
Definitely.
Because I did stand-up last night, and I do a bit about the catfish story, and I was telling you about it, and you were dying laughing.
Yeah, as you picked me up this morning because I'm still carless.
Yes.
But by the time
Till
this
today.
comes out, I will have a car, so steer clear.
Yes.
Stay off the roads.
You might get hit from behind
Yeah, or
by Brett.
From
Or
the front.
Yeah.
you could possibly die. Just kidding. New Year's resolution, don't crash cars.
I'm going to get to some questions on Reddit. Can you talk about what went down at BBL? What was crazy was, so Eric went home Friday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I ran the show and had Sam Mills like as a co-host.
Yeah.
And so I finally got to do the Ben show.
Got to do the Ben show.
And I
so you
kind-
were sitting in Eric's seat?
Yeah, it's kind of, now that I look back on it, I kind of like that happened before I went out, like that going out in a blaze of glory like that.
You should have done a net of the mood setter.
Yes. Well, I didn't know it was happening. I should have. I looked at my email later and noticed that at like 6:30, Redheaded Bitch Lips. That's the nickname she told us to give her.
Really?
Yeah.
She said that?
Yes.
Okay.
She came into the studio and she said, "Why don't you call me this from now on?"
Oh.
And
Well, if we could all pick our own fucking names, that'd be great, wouldn't it? You're always Loser Ben to me.
yeah, that's true.
You're
And
still in my
Lurch.
phone as Loser Ben.
Yeah, and you're in mine as Lurch.
Perfect.
For those who don't know, we got those from Free Beer and Hot Wings
Yes.
when we interned there.
Good old days.
Yes. I got mine because I was 27 maybe and interning and still going to college.
Yeah. That was like your last year of college, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
And I was like 24 or something like that.
Yeah. My
Second or third year of college.
Was
No,
my
it's further than
first day interning with you?
that. I think so.
Yeah, we were there a lot together.
Yeah.
There's an infamous video of me falling asleep that you recorded.
And it comes up every year on Facebook memories.
Yes.
And I laugh, chuckle. Because you literally gave no reaction at all. You just looked up and gave Hot Wings a dirty ass
I think I
look.
just said, Jesus Christ.
What are you doing?
Yeah. They had talked about wanting to use the air horn for it, and that would have gotten
Oh
a
my
reaction.
gosh.
But I mean, Hot Wings yelled at the top of his lungs, like
Yeah.
right in my ear.
Well, with that air horn, you could be wide awake and still scare the shit out of you.
That's true. It happened to Jackie Manvoice quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, so you got... I guess we can delve into it a little bit more.
yeah.
Like our personal...
So
What happened?
I finished the show. I was recording promos. Well, a promo to run over the weekend. And then the engineer came in and said, "How much longer are you going to be?" Oh, no. Right after the show, Marcus came in and said, "Good working with you."
Where Marcus?
And shook my hand. And
That was the first you heard of
Yeah.
it? Oh, my gosh.
uh-oh, there goes the air. People are definitely going to be able to hear that.
Yeah. So sidetrack. Marcus
Yeah.
says, nice working with you.
Yep. And then I'm talking with Sam, and she's like, "Oh, should I like text Eric like about the changes?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, I don't want to freak him out. We had a meeting in the afternoon coming up." I was just like, "Let him come to the meeting. We'll find out then what's
Right.
going on once we have all the information." And then the engineer came, and he's like, "The general manager wants to see you." And I didn't think it was going to be bad news at first. And then I tried going. So all the studios are on the 4th floor. Sales is on the 3rd floor. So I tried going down through the stairwell to the 3rd floor, and my key card wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But Michelle from LAV has said before, like, sometimes her card doesn't work to get to the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe it's just a fluke. And then I went back up to the 4th floor door, and I couldn't get in there either. And that's when it hit me. I'm fired.
That's what a great way to find out you're gonna get fired.
Yeah.
Your key card doesn't work.
Yep. And what was embarrassing was when I actually left and went to drive out of the parking ramp, my card wouldn't work for that either.
Seriously?
Yeah. So I had to, like, call on the intercom the people that own the parking ramp to tell them, hey, I just got fired. I was able to get in with my card, but now my card's been deactivated, and so I can't leave.
That's bullshit that they would deactivate it so soon.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I had that, and then the engineer had to watch. He had to stand by me while I gathered up most of my stuff to leave, like everything I could carry.
So you don't steal anything?
Yeah. Or mess with, like, what's, like, on the air.
Yeah. Pull an actual out of the mood setup.
Yeah.
Which I had every opportunity to do that.
You still do?
I still do, yeah.
Because you technically still work there.
Yeah. Very true.
But, and then he had to stand around as I went and, like, said goodbyes to people. It was all awkward.
Escorted you out.
Oh, this is awkward.
And then, yeah, he brought me down to the 1st floor and watched me walk out the door, and that was it. And now I have to go back and get the rest of my stuff.
It was weird when I got in because you were gone already. So I usually get in at like 11.
Did your key card work?
Yeah.
Okay. I
I
was wondering if it wouldn't work when you got there.
Yeah, it worked. And you were gone. Eric was gone. And it was just weird to me because you guys are usually there until 11:30 or 12.
Yeah.
Because you'll do the Sudden Death podcast, or you did. And Travis, the LAV producer, was like, yeah, so they fired Ben and Eric this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say?
Did you immediately think I'm getting fired?
No, I didn't think that.
You didn't think it at all?
I thought it had to deal with your spat that you guys had.
When
a couple
he
weeks
was
ago.
suspended?
Yeah, when
that was a couple months ago.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Jerk!
And that's what I thought I had to deal with. So I was like,
Okay.
shit, man, like why? So I was just, that's where my head was at the time. And then like 20 minutes later, he's like, oh yeah, Marcus got fired too.
Where Marcus?
I'm like, okay, and that's when I started worrying. I'm like, oh, they're gonna get rid of everybody on BBL.
Yep.
Travis is like, oh, dude, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that, that thought into your head. I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're gonna find out one way or the
Right.
other. How long after you were there did you get
I was there
called
probably an
into
hour.
Bruce's office?
Yeah, I got called into Lori's office.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, it was probably about noon, an hour after I got in, and then she's like, "Hey, Brett, can you come down to my office in 5 minutes and have a little chat?" I'm like, "Okay, this is it. They're literally getting rid of everybody." So I
Yeah.
walk in there. Crystal, the HR lady's sitting there too, and Lori's just got this weird smile on her face.
Seriously?
I'm like, I know you're gonna fire me right now, but why
Are
do
you happy?
Seem so happy about it? Yeah. She's like, okay, well, I got good news and I've got bad news. Bad news is you're not an employee of Cumulus anymore. Good news is that the people from Michigan Media Networks want to talk to That cat just came out of nowhere.
Now he's climbing me.
Climbing up your arm. Where did that cat come from?
I don't know.
This pint-sized pussy.
Yeah, but anyway.
You want to say something to the people? Come on, speak.
Hello, pussy.
Speak. And then she said, yeah, the guys from Michigan Media Networks want to talk to you about going with Bill on his show.
Okay.
Over with them. I don't know. It was just weird. I was really confused at the time. Didn't know if Bill's show was going to be moving out of somewhere else or airing out of somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, just making sure, does that sound like like a plan? I'm like, I don't really have a say in it, in the matter. So yeah, I guess it sounds like a plan. But just everything good. Think you can stay and finish out the show today? I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
You want me to stay and run the huge show? Bill's not even here for one. He's on vacation.
Oh, so you had to do a best of?
No, we had Sean Beligian on.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I guess I understood to that extent, but like, why not do this at the end of the day?
Exactly.
So I'm not sitting here all
Like
day
me.
like, F it, you know?
Yeah, but then again, they probably are out of the building by the time you'd be leaving, right?
Lori's still there. But yeah, everybody else, like HR is gone and stuff, so that makes sense. But just the fact that they asked me to stay after firing me
Right.
was really weird. So I don't know.
All right. Let's see.
Sharp nails.
Ooh. Ben, how do you feel that Aquaman is having similar success to Black Panther, given that you felt Black Panther is average?
No, Black Panther? Well, that was a great movie. No, it wasn't.
And you said you won't see Aquaman because you think it looks average. Are you going to see that movie? Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Are you interested at all in seeing it?
I don't know. I might see it, but it's not something that really jumps out to me.
I don't think it has the same success as Black Panther.
Only reason Ben didn't like that is because there's so many black people in it.
Don't.
Well, I didn't write Black Panther. It isn't my fault it sucked. Why go after me?
Yeah. Aquaman only has 64%, where Black Panther had 97. Aquaman doesn't even deserve a 64. It shouldn't be certified fresh.
But Ben, there's white people in Aquaman.
That's true. So, yeah, maybe it should be like a 98. Just above the black people movie.
Just above it.
No, like everything that happened in the trailer for Black Panther that made me not want to see it was what happened in the movie that made me pissed that I saw it. The only reason I saw it was because it got such a high rating from the critics.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is the exact movie I expected.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Just a mediocre, forgettable movie.
Yeah.
There's some rumors that have been going around about me that I thought Black Panther was a terrible movie. There's rumors that I said it was a structural mess, you know, that the rhinos were really stupid.
You want me to tell you the catfish story?
Yes, I would love to hear it.
Okay. So, God, this is really embarrassing.
How I've never heard this astounds me, but
Yeah. And I haven't even told like the full story before. I've only told bits and pieces on the air.
ooh, we could bleep this, and if you want to pay $2 on Patreon, you can hear this story.
Ooh,
Do you like that idea?
I kind of do.
I do too.
I mean, we only have like a 20-minute podcast so far.
Well, we'll get into it once we get more comfortable, I guess. I don't know.
So I met this girl online, of course.
Loser.
And we started talking.
Yeah.
And things were going really well. She was like a short blonde, skinny blonde, younger, had her own house.
It's hard for you.
Yeah. Plus, I'm trying to remember the details of how this all happened. So we started talking and hit it off. We had a lot in common. The first sign that I should have, I don't know. We were supposed to like meet up, rent a movie, get pizza, and hang out at her house.
Fist fuck.
No, I was not going to fist fuck. That grosses me out.
Yeah, me too, in a sexy way.
Good God. I watched, there's this show on Amazon Prime, or just on Amazon, called Dinner with Danny, which is Danny Daniels, a porn star.
Ooh.
And she has like some porn stars on there, and then she'll have like a comedian. Like she had Jim Norton on one episode. She had Gilbert.
Wait, is he a comedian or a porn star?
Comedian.
I know.
She had Gilbert Godfrey on an episode.
Comedian or porn star?
Comedian
Nice.
and porn star.
What about Stormy Daniels? Comedian, porn star,
Porn star.
comedian.
What?
She's a joke. Get it?
I get it now.
Anyways.
Oh, and the porn stars were talking about like fisting their asses.
Oh, nice.
And like one of them talked about how somebody like spit toothpaste into it.
That would burn.
Yeah, exactly.
From experience, I know this.
Yeah. And she said she'll like lick around the rim, but she won't like lick inside.
Oh.
It's all very weird.
Poop touches the rim too.
Yeah, I know.
You know? Unless she put toothpaste on it, then it might just taste better for her. I
Or
don't know.
if they douche. There's all this weird stuff you can do.
They douche.
She said the way she figured out she was clean was she would eat corn, and since it doesn't digest, once the corn's out, she knew she was flushed.
Jeez.
But then there's also like a couple days before they'll eat gummy bears because for some reason gummy bears come out in your pee instead of the other way.
Huh.
And so you're eating and so you get full still, but nothing comes out the other end, so you'll be clean
Good.
and ready to go
Ready to go for some anal.
for some ass action.
Ass action. Some.
I'm going to be really anal about this.
Never mind.
For some butt play.
Some fudge packing.
Yes.
Fudge Packers.
So back to the
cute little
catfishing.
blonde. You guys were hitting it off.
Yeah, we actually talked on the phone quite a bit.
Yeah.
Things were going really well. Too well to where we were sending each other pictures and talking dirty on the phone.
Yeah.
All right, so first weekend I'm supposed to hang out with her. I actually had tickets to see Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ooh.
And she was going to go with me and then backed out.
Yeah.
And because her dad on Friday had a massive heart attack.
I'm having chest pain.
Nice.
Yes. And so she was hanging out with him in the hospital. And I was like, you know, if you could swing it to meet up like Sunday or something, let's try to meet up. Yeah. She wasn't able to. And so then we talked again throughout the week. And then the next Friday we were supposed to hang out and her dad died from that heart attack.
And he's dead.
And so then she was, you know, the rest of the weekend grieving with her family. Her brother came up from Tennessee.
Do you know this all is fact or?
Yes.
Okay.
No, but it's all fake.
Okay.
This is all BS.
Okay.
But this is what I was being told.
All
I
right.
thought it was fact.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
She went so far as to say like, "Oh, I'm giving like I'm singing at the funeral."
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like she supposedly had a funeral for her dad.
Yeah. Weirdo.
Yes. And then the next time we were supposed to hang out, well, I think that one, when he died, when he died, I was driving to her house to pick her up, and I got halfway there, and then I got a text saying my dad died.
Yeah.
And so I turned around and went home. And then, okay, the next time we were supposed to hang out, I get all the way to where her house is.
Right.
And I'm sitting on the main road because she's not there. She had to go like drop her sister off somewhere. And she's taking forever. Like she was supposedly picking up pizza and a movie and was meeting me at her house. And she was bitching about her sister that she was taking forever and it was just a pain in the ass. And then on her way to meet me, she got into a car accident.
Huh.
And then cops came. Cop saw a cut on her forehead and was like, "You should go to the emergency room."
Okay.
And so I'm thinking, okay, like, do you want me to meet you there, pick you up, like, take you home, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting, like, no response.
Right.
God. Oh.
This is hard for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Before that happened, I drove to where her house was. It was on a lake. And so it's like this kind of private road that goes, and then around the lake is a private road. And it was 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
And so she's like, oh, the lake's packed. She doesn't have a driveway at her house, but right across the street is a like open grass where she parks and other people park.
Right.
And she said that there was a bunch of cars there, but she told the neighbor to set up cones so one spot would be left open for me.
Mm-hmm.
I drove up. She wasn't expecting me to drive up to the house, I don't think. Or maybe she was. Anyways, I pull up. There's no cones. There's no cars.
Yeah.
It's just the empty grass. So I park there, and I'm waiting. And a neighbor comes driving down the road, and he lives right next door to where she lives.
Right.
He walks up to my car, and I roll down my window, and he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for so-and-so. She lives right there. And he's like, no, it's a older couple, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, yeah, she's running it from them. And he's like, I don't think so. And I didn't get the hint.
Yeah.
Like, because she had told me she was running it from these people. And that's the story she stuck with after I texted her and told her what the neighbor said.
Right.
And I just thought maybe it's just some
He doesn't know what he's talking
miscommunication.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I left that area. I went back out to I parked alongside one of the side roads off the main road and was just sitting there. And then I heard about the whole car accident thing. And then the next morning, I'm talking to her, and I was getting suspicious.
Right.
Because and so I asked her to send me pictures of her house, and
Her
she
titties.
was no,
Oh.
she was sending me pictures, and I was like,
Of her pussy?
no,
Oh.
these are weird pictures because
Of
they're
her
like,
butthole?
gosh, I need to stop leaving space so
poop
you can.
shoot?
I didn't even leave space there.
Cum
You just
dumpster?
interrupted me. Yes. It was pictures I had seen before of the
Of her shithole?
of the outside of her house and like the lake, and
Her titties?
so you know how I said the cop said she had a cut on her head, so she'd go to the hospital.
Yeah, yep.
I told her to take a selfie because then I would know, like, she'd have the cut. I know it's
Right.
it's a now picture.
Let me guess. Her camera didn't work?
I don't remember the reason she gave me. She just kept saying no. I reached out to her sister-in-law on Facebook and messaged her and said, hey, this is what's going on. I did this before I asked her to send me pictures of her.
Right.
This is how I got tipped off. In the morning, I was worried because she got into the car accident. I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah.
It was like 11 o'clock or noon. And so I messaged her sister-in-law on Facebook and said, hey, this is what's going on. She got into a car accident. I haven't heard from her today. I'm kind of worried. I want to just see how she's doing, if everything's okay. I then get a message from her brother saying, hey, can I call you? And I'm like, yeah. And this is where, like, my heart sank. Like, I knew something was up.
Yeah.
So he calls me, and he's like, so you've been talking to my sister? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, have you seen her in person yet? And I'm like, no. Like, and then I told him the reasons why, like, your dad's heart attack, your dad's death/funeral.
Yeah.
And then I told him about the car accident, and He's like, yeah, my dad's perfectly fine.
Oh my god.
And I was like, wait, what? And so, yeah, I found out that. And then he was like, she does this quite a bit.
What?
She's like a serial catfisher.
Wow.
So much so that after shit went down with me, I was still using dating apps to try to, date. And I saw her pop back up on there.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, motherfucker, she's still doing it.
Oh my god.
So then I called her out on it, and she was being defensive, and she wouldn't admit that she was lying. And
It's like, yo, your brother just...
Well, I didn't tell her
okay.
how I found out.
Yeah.
Because I think he asked me not to say how he found. How
Did you like
how
go
I
at
found
her
out.
like viciously or?
No, I'd started out like with, just wanted to make sure you're all right, blah blah blah. And then I started asking for pictures of, like, a selfie with the cut, and then I started asking her to take pictures of her house.
Yeah.
And she was sending me pictures of, like, the pantry and stuff.
Right.
I finally entered her address into Google, and the first link that popped up was a Zillow ad for that house.
Wow.
And I looked at the pictures, and those were all the pictures she had sent me. And so I asked her about the house, and she's like, yeah, I don't own it. It's a house I want to eventually own.
This is the one that you had driven to?
Yes.
Okay.
And I asked her about that, like, why did you have me drive there, blah, blah, blah.
How far away was it?
Like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it was, like, up by Sand Lake, or past Sand Lake. You want to just grab him and put him on the floor? Talking about my dick. Just kidding. Talking about my cat Winston.
Your pussy.
Yes. And so that went down, and she knew I was on radio,
Yeah.
and she thought I was going to talk about it, and so she started threatening me.
Really?
Like, if you talk about this, like, I'm going to kill myself.
She's dead.
And
people do that.
so it was like a month before I actually talked about it on the air. Like, I had told Eric about it, just hinted at that I have a story to tell, but I
Right.
have to wait on it. But then I just said, F it, because, like, somebody had said, like, she can't hold you, like, hostage like this to
No.
not be able to talk about this stuff. Like, she's just playing mind games with
Oh,
you.
definitely.
So then I talked about it. But, yeah, and then I went through pictures of... During us talking for the however long we had been talking, I had mentioned, like, some reason it came up that I don't like when women get into a certain age and they, like, lop all their hair off.
Yeah.
And they have, like, the
Mom haircuts?
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, and I wasn't a fan, and she's like, oh, I would never do that. And I found her actual sister's Facebook and went and looked at pictures on there.
Yeah.
Because the girl I was talking to's Facebook were all the pictures that she had sent me, or
Right.
similar pictures where she was skinny and good looking.
Yeah.
On her sister's Facebook, I saw pictures of her brother's wedding where she was a bridesmaid.
Not skinny and good looking?
No. She, like I said, in my stand-up act, she was like 3 times the size of what she was in the pictures. And her hair was probably as short as mine.
Seriously.
Seriously.
So just full on.
Found out from her brother that she would, like, pull it out.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't want to be near that
She
crazy.
had issues.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, that was that. Yeah.
That's so weird.
And so now I talk about it in stand-up.
Yeah, that's good material, though.
It is. I like the way that I do it. I don't really want to get into it because people might still come see me.
Yeah.
I had a listener come see me last night.
Really?
Yeah, which was nice.
They buy you a drink?
No.
Fucking shitty listener.
Oh, what was funny was, so I did the catfishing joke, and then I told a dark joke about suicide.
Yeah.
Right after that, the headliner, in the middle of his act, brought up, he's like, you know, the open micers were really good.
Yeah.
And then he referenced the first guy that went up, one of his jokes, and then he talked about the Sims video game.
Yeah.
And pretending to be somebody else.
Right.
And I was like, oh shit, he's talking about me being catfished. And then he's like, and then he went into, and sometimes it makes people want to commit suicide. And I was like, fuck. Like everybody at my table was like, he's talking about you.
Yeah.
He's referencing your jokes.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
I didn't know they had headliners at open mic night.
Yeah. At open. So normally like on Friday and Saturday, it's the host, then the feature, then the headliner. On Thursdays, since there's only one show, they do host, open micers, feature, headliner.
Okay.
So
That's cool, though.
yeah. Oh, and people were asking like how I did last Friday when I got fired.
Yeah.
We had talked to comedian Brad Williams. We had interviewed him. Yeah. And I told him that I did stand up for the first time not too long ago, and he's like, do you want to do a guest spot like in front of me?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. Well, I can't turn down this. So
You will blot out the sun?
what?
Nothing.
What is that?
If
Is
you
that
stood in front of him.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he's so
Oh, I thought
tiny.
it was like was it a ref? Is that a quote from something?
300. Our arrows will block out the sun.
All right.
But instead, you would block out the sun?
Yes,
Because he's a
somewhat
little
short.
person.
Yes, that's right.
Nothing against little people.
So he watched my set. I didn't know he was, but he did. And after the show, he was talking. He's like, "You have the stage presence, which is great that you're with you just starting out."
Right.
And he's like, you know, you'll get better with time, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, anytime I'm in town, just ask me for time and you'll get it.
Nice.
So I was like, holy shit. Like that's
big.
not only was it awesome for him to offer me the guest spot,
Yeah.
but
Which
then,
was what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then to offer me time in the future,
Yeah.
whenever he comes back to town, was mind blowing.
You have his phone number?
No.
You just got to find a way to get a hold of him.
Twitter.
Tweeter.
Yes. So
That's cool, though.
yeah, it's
Good opportunity.
It's going well. Last night when I did stand up was the most comfortable I felt on stage.
Good.
I had people. Oh, one of the jokes I did was I asked for women with kids to clap, and this guy in the front row started clapping, and I was like, "Sir," I said women, and I was like, I don't know what that phone. I'll just let it go to voicemail. And so that I said something like, unless you just went through a change, that makes sense. And if that's so, they did a really good job. But I was surprised I'm surprised whenever somebody says something in the audience that I'm able to react quickly.
Yeah, that's good to be on your feet like that.
Like when I was
Think up your feet.
when I opened for Brad, I told a suicide joke, and somebody from the crowd yelled, "You're fucked up." And I'm like, yeah, as if I didn't already know that. Or
That's why I'm telling a suicide joke.
or get
Stand
told
up.
that by my therapist every
Yeah.
time I see her. So yeah,
You should go into psychiatry.
exactly.
Don't bitch.
Jeez. But yeah, so that's the catfish story.
That's crazy, man.
I don't know what else there is to talk about. Do you have anything?
No.
What's going on with you besides getting a car and you having a new job?
Not much. Just I'm living with my parents, and I was thinking, if I try to move out, I don't have any proof of income.
Oh, that's right.
So,
Yeah, nobody would. Yeah, because you couldn't give pay stubs. You could give your last pay stubs from Cumulus.
I could, but it's got to be 4 recent ones, and by the time I'm trying to move out, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have to get a cosigner, which, wouldn't be that bad. It's just a hassle trying to get a cosigner.
What about your parents? They wouldn't do it?
Didn't work out so well last time they did that.
Okay. I don't think we have any more questions.
All of them were like, "Hey, Ben, what happened?"
Yeah, seriously.
Shit went down.
I have a new niece now.
Yes. Yeah, you do.
Her name is Arya.
Arya. Was that pun intended or?
Pun intended.
Oh, Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Is that why she went with that?
Well, not because of the show, but they just liked the name.
Yeah, I like it too. It's a good name.
They almost went with Greta.
Ooh, Greta.
Because,
hello, little Greta.
So, here,
Perfect little Aryan.
What?
Perfect Aryan with your blonde hair and your
Christmas,
blue eyes.
For Christmas, my brother-in-law really loves Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And so I bought him Greta Van Fleet's new album on vinyl.
Yeah.
And we had been talking that day. They were discussing possible baby names with my family. And after he got that, he was like, I like Greta. That's in the running now. Like, that's on the list.
If you want your kid to be a nerd.
Jeez. And then he sent me this picture from Spectrum. They have these people on the wall, like their faces take up the whole entire wall, and there's names next to them, and then it talks about the person. And when he walked out of the men's room, on the wall across from him, it said Greta.
Yeah.
And he texted me that. I'm like, well, that's your sign.
Uh-huh.
Not to quote Bill Engvall. Here's your sign.
Here's your sign.
But yeah, I was glad they went with Arya instead.
Because Greta is totally a nerd name.
But he likes old-timey names.
Well.
Like, he wanted Loretta.
Hey, Loretta.
Or for some reason, he liked the name Edna.
That's horrible.
I know.
Oh, man.
But my sister wanted Arya the whole time. But she picked their first daughter's name, and so it was his turn to pick.
Oh.
But
surprised it wasn't Daenerys or something.
Good one.
All right. Tell people your new Twitter handle.
Yeah, it's at the Brett Hayes, BRETTHAZE.
How come you still have, like, it says your name above it, and it's your name is spelled HAYES?
Let's just say the HAYES wasn't available.
No, you can change. No.
I can. I can change my name.
Yeah, your name.
All right, I'll do that. Whatever. I don't care.
Because here, let me show you.
I know what you're saying.
I'm at the Ben Glaze, by the way.
Reddit.com/r/balls out.
Correct. And then
if you have suggestions, write them on the wall for things we can talk about or bits we can do or
Patreon.
Yeah,
see, look at
ideas.
Your name right under your picture is spelled differently.
I get it. I'll change it.
Whereas, like, if you go to mine, it's done correctly.
Yeah.
It's not GLAYES.
Glazed.
Then our show's Twitter, which doesn't get any followers, is at Glaze and Hayes.
I guess we could try using it more.
Yeah, we could.
Posting from it.
Also, Facebook.com/Glaze and Hayes, Patreon.com/Glaze and Hayes.
With Z's.
Yes, you can't find me on anything else right now besides this, or maybe on some stages. I'll promote when my next date is February 14th at Dr. Grin's.
Nice. Valentine's Day. I'll be there.
But
I'll be there for that one.
Detroit comedian Dave Landau is who's the headliner.
Uh-huh.
He's now the co-host of Anthony Cumia's show from Opie and Anthony.
Nice.
So I was so looking forward to talking to him in the studio about everything.
Yeah.
Because the last time we had him in, he had filled in for Artie Lang because it was the Artie and Anthony show.
Yeah.
And Anthony talked about how comfortable he was. The only person he's ever been that comfortable with has been Jim Norton doing radio.
Right.
So I was, and so we talked about that. We talked about, he had some really funny stories about back when he drank. So I was excited this time to talk about how he's the co-host, but now I don't get to.
Just have to have him in your big apartment.
And there comes the air. I wonder how noticeable it'll be on
We'll
the
see how it
podcast.
sounds. You can hear me on a huge show if you have a really good radio.
Or if you're super close to the station.
Yeah, if you're within 5 feet of the station, you can hear us on the AM.
Yeah, go park on Monroe Center and turn on 1340 AM.
Yeah, you'll hear Bill yelling at me or something.
I wonder when you guys switch to the FM station, how far that'll reach.
Hopefully far.
Because you're going to be on both the AM and the FM station at the same time?
Yeah, simulcast. I don't know
Okay.
how that's going to work, but we'll figure it out.
Kind of like the country station that took over for us.
Because we so needed another country station.
She's a flatliner.
Grand Rapids is so country.
It's unbelievable.
We need fucking 5 of them, at least.
Well, I'm looking for a gig if anybody knows of a radio gig.
Yeah, send this episode into your local radio station.
Yeah. Oh, probably
After we
not.
cut
because
that part out.
Yeah, we swear a lot on this one. Because we're allowed to do that now.
Yeah, fuck it. Shit.
Yeah, motherfucker.
All right, catch you guys next week.
All right, goodbye.
America.
Oh boy. That's awesome.